What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph. You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, all right, going back to Aldious. Yes, indeed, Aldious Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zachary Loomis, and this is actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Zach. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Zachary wanted to see me react to this song by Aldious called The Breeze at Dawn. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Heavy Metal is the Law, okay? And the video has 76 views. Not gonna get you there, sorry. Now look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video's fine, I'm sure everything's fine. I'm just saying, 76 views, not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will not be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. I was asked to keep the link private, and I am going to respect the wishes of the requester. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Aldious Live Tour 2014, Dazed and Delight. This is a full show. It's a full concert. I was asked to start at 41:51, which is right where we're at. And I was supposed to stop at 45:55. Well, we know how that goes with me. Sometimes I hit the mark, sometimes I don't. We're going to just see how this goes tonight. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I'm hearing two voices, and they're split octaves. One voice singing above the other. So like, for example, one singing like a middle C, and then was singing a high C above it. But I don't see anybody on a microphone other than the lead vocalist. So that tells me lead vocalist is singing, and if I had to guess, I would say the lead vocalist is singing the higher note, while a track is singing the lower note. Now, I know everybody's jumping to conclusions right now and saying, oh, he's going to criticize, the band for using track. No, I'm not. And the reason I'm not going to criticize them for using track is because they're not trying to fool anybody. They're not trying to lie about it. They don't have somebody standing in front of a microphone pretending to sing while there's a track going on. Nobody else is pretending to sing, okay? None of the other members are pretending to sing. Drummer's not doing it, bass player's not doing it, and neither one of the guitar players are doing it. They got their mouths away from the mic, so they're making it obvious that it's track, okay? I have zero problems with that. And I've said this before in the past. My problem is when bands utilize track for vocals or whatever, and they pretend that they're doing it live, that they're singing live, even though the track's doing all the work. That's when I have a problem. That's when I have a complaint. That's when I have an issue. I don't have an issue with this. As a matter of fact, I got to kind of tip the cap to the lead vocalist, because here's why. When you're singing along with a track, your vocals have to be precise, on point with the track. Because I guarantee you, if you have two vocals, especially, good Lord, especially singing octaves, where you're both singing the exact same note, an octave apart. If one of you is flat or sharp, even 5 cents, it's not even 5, even 3 cents or 2. Actually, no, I think 2 is about as close as you can get. If you're even 2 cents flat or sharp, it's going to sound horrible. It is going to be blatantly obvious singing octaves in unison. That is a recipe for disaster. And I guarantee you, it's not the track. The track is not, don't even try to blame the track. I have worked with vocalists who blame it on the track. Oh, the track must be flat. Oh, the track must be sharp. Are you serious? Are you serious? And now look, I'm a hired gun. You know, I'm not going to sit here and call the vocalist out for that. But I remember the vocalist, you know, talking into the microphone. We're doing a rehearsal and we're utilizing track for him. And he's singing. He's noticeably flat compared to the track. And he had the audacity. He had the gall to sit there and say, oh, the track must be off. Oh, the track must be flat. And I remember looking at the drummer and at the guitar player on stage, because I'm usually to the left of the drummer. I like being near the hi-hat. I remember looking at the drummer and looking at the guitar player, and both of them looking at me, just going, shaking their head, going, I don't. I was like, is this guy serious? I remember after the rehearsal, I pulled the drummer aside. And I'm like, is I don't mean to be offensive here. I don't mean to cause any problems, but I just got to ask you, because I got to know what I'm in for here. Is the lead vocalist really that delusional that he thinks that the track is flat? And the drummer goes, get used to it. He says that stuff all the time. And I was like, wow. Okay. I know what I'm in for now. But in this situation, I didn't hear anybody. I didn't hear it. I'll tell you right now, I didn't hear the track being flat or sharp. And I didn't hear the lead vocalist being flat or sharp either. So that lead vocalist is right on point with her notation and her pitch. She is spot on. That is impressive. Gotta give credit where credit's due. That is absolutely impressive. So kudos to her. Let's keep going here. We're turning it up. Did it. 16th. 888-668-44. That Widow bass looks so wicked. God, I can't get enough of it. Oh, we're almost over. Wow. $45.55, right where I was told to stop. I have mixed feelings about this song. I definitely have mixed feelings about it. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Aldious with The Breeze at Dawn. This was a request from Zachary Loomis. And this was actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Zach. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, I'm really torn on this one. I have a score. I mean, I'm already set with the score, and I already have my reasons, but I'm still sitting here kind of trying to internalize everything, trying to digest everything, because a lot of mixed feelings here. A lot of mixed feelings. And I promise you, we're gonna talk about all of it, but I still don't know 100%, like, personally. I'm not talking about from an objective standpoint. That's set. That's already, that we're ready to go there. But on a personal level, I'm very conflicted still on this song. I'm not sure if I like it or not. If I'm being honest, on a personal level, I don't know if I like this song or not. I'm not sold. So maybe talking about it with you guys, maybe that might help kind of iron out, you know, all the wrinkles, and I'll figure out where I stand on this song on a personal level. But looking at the song objectively, I have a score. Let's get to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.3. Yup, 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.3. What does that mean? Well, a 7.3 would translate to a really good scale rating. So overall, I think the song is really good, okay? I think this performance was really good. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. So there you go, a 7.3, really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. A number of factors went into this score. There was some really good things. There was some great things. There was even one thing that was impressive. And then, I hate to say it, there were some not so good things. And there were some pretty bad things. So let's get to everything here. We're gonna start with the good stuff. Okay, let's start with the good stuff. The song itself, the songwriting. Okay, the chord progression made sense. It sounded good. Everything flowed well. Melodic lines all made sense. They all flowed well. Across the board, from a songwriting standpoint, from the melodics and the chordal progression, everything made sense. Everything was really good. Okay, musicianship, everything sounded really good as well. I liked what was happening as far as what the instrumentalists were playing, what the guitar players were playing, what the bass player was playing, what the drummer was playing. All really good across the board. Okay. The vocals, I gotta say, and I don't say this lightly, I gotta say the vocals were impressive. When you're singing along with a track, and the track is singing a note, and you're gonna sing the exact same note an octave higher, that is probably the hardest thing to do vocally when it comes to singing in pitch with others, whether it be a track or with an actual person. It's a lot easier to sing when you're singing the exact same note. Like if they're both doing middle C, that's a little bit easier to do than when you're octaves apart, because when you're octaves apart, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. It makes it even more glaring when you're just the slightest bit out. If you're singing in thirds or fourths or fifths, it's easier to hide pitch. Like if you're like 2 cents flat, 2 cents sharp, you can hide that. You can within the within that integer. It's easier to hide that. Now, if you're 10 cents flat, no, I'm sorry, that's obvious. There's no hiding that. Even vibrato's not going to help that much. If you're 2 cents flat, 2 cents sharp, and you have vibrato going, it's a little easier to disguise. Okay, it is. If you're singing thirds or fifths or fourths. Now, singing octaves, without question, is the toughest to pull off when it comes to a pitch standpoint, especially if it is track. Because I promise you, the track is not, despite what some vocalists might say, the track is never going to be singing inconsistent. Every time you hit the play button on that track, it's going to sing the exact same notes with the exact same pitch. And I promise you, it's not going to be sharp or flat, okay? So I love it when vocalists, like I said, there was that one vocalist I've worked with. Oh, the audacity of him. Unbelievable. He was so delusional. I didn't stick around with that band for very long. I did a couple of sub shows, and I said, I'm sorry, but I got other commitments. I don't have the time to work for you. They can find another bass player to deal with that delusional vocalist. Don't ask me the name of the band. I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to speak ill of the band. The rest of the musicians were great. They were great. Just the lead vocalist was, wow. I don't know what universe he was living in, but it wasn't this one. But in any case, when you're singing with track, it's not going to be flat. It's not going to be sharp. If it sounds out, it's you. I'm sorry. In this situation, though, and this is what really impressed me, I didn't hear a single time where she was even 2 cents flat or sharp. Singing in unison octave split with nailed pitch. I mean, I'm sorry, that's impressive. It absolutely is. And I will give her all the credit in the world for doing that. That was a great job. Fantastic job on her part. Now, having said that, the next section I'm going to talk about, it's a plus and a minus. The usage of switching between 4/4 and 6/8, okay? It's impressive. I will absolutely give it that. They did a great job of it, okay? It sounded great from a standpoint of complexity. It was different from anything I've heard from them. They definitely showed off some good songwriting chops, okay? Being able to switch between 6/8 and 4/4 as well as they did, kudos. I will give them kudos for that. It was a great job. Having said that, it also made the song feel very janky, and the reason for that is because they were switching frequently. I've talked about this in the past. I got no problem when bands play around with feel. I love it when bands play with feel. Straight time, half time, even switching time signatures. I got no issue when bands play around with time signatures and they, mess around with, switching time signatures, in strategic places. Now, when you switch time signatures too rapidly, it takes away from the groove. It takes away from the ability to find the groove and get into the groove and enjoy the groove before you switch gears again. And that's the problem I have with this song. I feel like, especially the middle section of the song where they really started to kind of mess around with times and they're switching between 6/8 and 4/4. I feel like there were a number of times where they did it so rapidly that we, the listener, did not get a chance to get into the groove. Now, it's different when you know the song. You've heard the song 100 times. You know where the time signatures are going to change, okay? You have it memorized. So you already know it's going to happen. So you are prepared for it. As a first-time listener, we don't have that. We don't have that option. We don't have the ability to know when it's going to change. We just got to listen, and we just got to go with the flow and, right along with the tides. So when they are switching time signature every 4 measures, it can feel very awkward. It can feel very janky, and we don't really have a time or an opportunity to get into the groove. So as a result, it detracts. It absolutely does. And on top of that, because the song is a little more complex, a lot more is happening, and the vocalist has to be right on point as a result, because they're so focused on the song and they're playing, the live show suffered. Let's go down the checklist. You'll see what I'm talking about. Stage presence, check. They had the stage presence, absolutely. I will give them that all day long. Stage energy, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but no, there really wasn't any stage energy happening on the stage because they were so focused on playing correctly and playing accurately. Stage interaction, none. There was 0, none. And that, for this band, that's unusual. Crowd interaction, I can't believe I'm going to say this, none. There was no crowd interaction. Not one person in the band interacted with the crowd. Showmanship, again, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but none. Okay, I'll take that back. There was a little bit done from the bass player towards the end. I saw the bass player kind of swaying around with what she was playing. I guess I could give that showmanship and maybe even stage energy, but that's it. That's all there was. Production, none. Well, their outfits. I've always given them kudos on their outfits for production. But you see what I'm saying, though? Like, the live show suffered. Not at all what I'm used to seeing from them. And I get it. I understand why, but I have to take that into consideration. So as a result, in this case, the live show hurt the score. I'm sorry, but it did. The song, yeah, it's nice. It's and like I said, there were certain aspects of the song that I thought were impressive, but as a whole, though, the overall product suffered from the lack of live show and the overusage of time signature change. So, yeah, not the best showing for Aldious, if I'm being honest. I didn't really enjoy this, and talking about it just even reaffirmed what I was struggling with. No, it's clear to me now I didn't enjoy this. I didn't, and it's a shame. But I do see the good, but I also see the weakness as well. So, but nonetheless, even taking all those things into account, it's still getting a really good score of 7.3. So, take everything I said with a grain of salt. But yeah, 7.3. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.3, which is a really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.